Hi, my name is Megan Krebs. I'm a teacher here at Dater High School. I teach English as a second language, and I also am a part of our SLIFE unit, or Students with Limited or Interrupted Formal Education. I taught with Breakthrough because I was an instructional coach, so I was teaching the teaching fellows instead of students. And I did that 2 summers ago, and I think Breakthrough is a great program for students, for teaching fellows, and for current teachers to get involved in. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my day. Here is the life of a teacher. Good morning, Megan here. I was an instructional coach for Breakthrough Cincinnati a few summers ago. I'm just walking into the building. It's dark because it's about 6:45 in the morning. I usually get here between 6 and 7 to start my day. I really appreciate the morning because it's quiet and I can focus on getting ready for the day. Welcome to my classroom. As you can see, my desks are in rows to start every day. But back here I have the desks turned around. That's because in my math class I do a lot of differentiation and small group work. Due to my students' frequent absences and their different instructional needs, I do a lot of flexible grouping. And so one group is back here on the computers doing some independent work with vocabulary, math facts, or remedial math through a program called Math 180, while I'm at the front of the class having a small group up here. So I have the desks turned around because it's my low-tech way of monitoring computer work. There's all kinds of fancy things you can use to view students' computers on a screen with a projector, but since my students are English learners, I really need that screen for visuals to make the content accessible. So another important part of my classroom is the information I have displayed up here on the board. I have the agenda, the content objectives, and the language objectives. Language objectives help me decide how my students will utilize the language that they're learning, English, within the demands of content learning like math, social studies, or science. Of course, I have the content objective. What are they going to do in each subject area for the day? And the agenda. The agenda is definitely something that I took away from Breakthrough as a strategy to use in the classroom. It's something that helps me remember what I'm going to do each day, because with 3 different preps and different differentiation and groupings within those preps, sometimes there's a lot to keep track of. And it helps the students know what to expect for the day. I also have my guiding questions and setup for ESL Civics. It's a new course that we're doing here at Dater. And these guiding questions are referred to throughout each quarter and connected to my English learner immigrant students' learnings of their new world, their new relationships in school, new city, new state, new country, and new understanding of the entire world. So yeah, I'd say this is a key part that helps me during instruction. Thanks. So this is another important part of my classroom. It's the space behind my desk. It's full of things that teachers and students have given me, made me, stuff like that. And then I have a string of thank you notes. And whenever I've had a long day, I like to look at the thank you notes and just remind myself that there's some good things going on. Another important part of things that are displayed back here are my degrees. I have a bachelor's in middle childhood education and a master's in literacy and second language acquisition. I display these to create a culture of going to college and post-secondary education, and I think that's a culture that Breakthrough fosters as well. It's really cool that the Breakthrough students get exposed to students who are in college, and those are kind of their role models throughout the summer. And I also think it's really cool that Breakthrough has a lot of support for those college students. Not all of them are in an education program, but the level of support that they receive is more conducive to them having a solid foundation should they decide to go into teaching. There are a lot of other alternative certification programs for teaching, and I feel like those can be fairly unsupportive sometimes and not provide the level of background that they need. Um, but Breakthrough does a good job of supporting their teachers through instructional coaching.